Low boat, 4 flutters, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bike, tap, tap, and lift up for a V-up. Back to 4 flutters, bicycle, tap, tap, and V-up. So you can have your hands down for support. You can have lower down the shoulder blades for your bike for support. And you can also use your hands as kickstands for support. Now I've got myself confused. For kickstand support. So let's do a modified one here. I'll show you flutter, 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 flutter. Bike, bike. Use those hands again to V up or knee up. And then the full version, flutter, flutter, flutter. Tap, tap, V up, tap hands to toes. Dolphin position, forearms down, elbows shoulder distance apart. I like a little micro bend here and to stay up on my toes so I can really shift those hips up and back and feel that traction. And then roll forward into a nice strong rounded bear. Shoulder blades pulling away from the spine. Tuck tailbone and then lift back up and back. Find a little traction in the spine as we shift those hips at a diagonal. And then lower into that low bear. Find that nice strong rounding, the hovering of the knees. The back into the micro bend so that we can really traction the hips, traction the spine. Roll forward nice and strong, rounded into that low bear. So this is another one that's kind of more of a slow movement, mind-body control. Butterfly gate with the right knee, right hand down. We're gonna open that butterfly kind of like a wild thing with this cactus arm opening, chest opening, and then we're gonna curl it all in. So we're gonna close it down, the little clamshell closing action, and really try to resist into that closing so that you're getting as much as possible out of that crunching action. Open, and then clamshell down. Butterfly open and clamshell it all into the center, into a tight little ball. Expand, tight little ball. Left knee, left hand down, cactus open, butterfly legs, and then curl it all in, close the legs, clamshell, tight little ball. Inhale, open, expand, and then close it all in as we crunch it down and close into that tight little ball. And not just releasing into it, but really clenching down into it like we're clamping something together as we draw that elbow and the knees all together. Resist open and then clamp closed. Butterfly, clamshell close. Stag, low lunge position, so 90-degree angle legs. We're popping onto the ball of foot of the left foot, which is forward. Make sure you have a wall or a support like a chair next to you on the left side. Left hand's gonna use that support. And then we're gonna lift the left leg, extend it, tap right hand to left leg, and then back to that 90-degree angle. And it's not a launch, okay? We really wanna lift with control. So no swinging. We do transfer the hips back to transfer that center of gravity over our center of balance. but the less momentum that you need to use, the better. And if you're trying to do this freestanding, I really suggest that you have a support like this left hand that I have against the wall, because you're going to get more out of it. Same thing, opposite side. So right leg forward, right hand against your support system or wall, and then we transfer the hips back for that center balance. Tap left hand, right foot, and back to that sag position. And so with this right hand stabilizing us against the wall, we can focus on keeping the hips nice and square. We can focus on that controlled lifting of the right leg and really using that core and that side of the hip, the right side, to stabilize and control this action. Your quad's going to burn on the left as well. So this is a fun one, and probably something you haven't toyed with before. So stay curious. Round two, start with those flutter kicks. Bicycle, V up. Repeat, using your supports if you need to, your kickstand hands. Otherwise, we're just trying to keep the pattern and make it through our second round, start of our second round already. So now you know what's coming. Now you know what we're doing today, and it's kind of fun. Difficult, but fun. So that's kind of the best, right? When it's fun and you're like, what is that movement? I kind of want to explore that. And then it ends up being like a really good workout on top of it. It's the distraction of curiosity. Plus it just gets you to want to come back and try it some more and see if you can. Dolphin that micro bend so we can really get that traction in the spine with those shifting those hips up and back in a diagonal, and then rounding forward to hovering the knees, really rounding the upper spine and tucking the tailbone. Shift back to your dolphin, and then forward into a really strong low bear. And I love this one for us to just get that mind-body connection. So we're really focusing on an internal focus versus an external focus. I mean, sure, you can think about pressing those forearms into the mat, which in turn usually will make you shift those shoulder blades away from the spine, rounding that upper back. And you can think about this imaginary resistance that's below the knees when you come into a hover. Butterfly gate to that curling in and closing up into our clamshell, expanding, inflating into a butterfly gate, and then resisting and compressing into that clamshell. Halfway done with our round two. So we've been here before for all of these. Now we're really focusing on doing it with integrity. So structure is so important, right? We want to do it correct. The correct exercise is where we're going to get the most out of it. If we're practicing something with poor form, then we're integrating poor form into our life and into our joints, and it's really counterproductive. So keep that integrity and then smooth it out. See if we can do more. We take a little less of more of the mental out and just perform. Swapping to the opposite side, we open and we close. And really feeling that opposite, but same, resisting, because we are applying it, right? We're getting as much out of this as we put into it. So applying that imaginary resistance as if we are clamping down on something, trying to squeeze it, and then here as if we're pulling against an imaginary band that's connected to the floor, like the hand's got this band and you're trying to resist, open, open, open. And then we're clamping, 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 compressing, compressing. So you really can make it. Stag toe tap, left leg forward, left hand in the support, and then we lift and extend that left leg and tap the right hand to left foot. And this again is very smooth. If you need more momentum, you need it for now, but the goal is to really stabilize and control and make it fluid, but a thick fluid, a honey, a molasses. And with that exhale, really think about compressing the low belly, the belly button back to the spine, that hugging around the waist. Same thing, opposite side, right leg forward, right hand as your support system, left hand tapping to that right toe as it lifts and expands, as the knee extends and then flexes back down to the earth. And I always like to think about, like, what else can I get out of this? Like, what area could I put my mind to body connection and really focus on? So I'll kind of move that awareness around, be it over here at the glute med, maybe at the hip flexion, the low belly, the lumbar spine, what's happening over here, the hip crease on the right side, even this lifting. Back to flutters, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bicycle, 1, 2, tap it up, bring it down. So this is our final round of these flutter bicycles. Oh my goodness, I get so distracted when I'm talking with this one. So let's get as much out of it as we can. I know it's a hard one. It's hard for me too. But you have 20 seconds left. That's it. So let's make the most of the time we have allotted here to do this. This is our task at hand. Don't waste your energy and time. Our final dolphin to low bear. So we've done this a couple times. We've talked about what we're trying to get out of it. We've talked about the integrity of the structure. So now let's try to do it as well as possible, applying all that we have laid down, and see if we can get a few, do it a little quicker. Let's see if we can get a few more reps in without sacrificing any of the above. So we're gonna open against that resistance and then clamp it on down. Remembering our external cues that we're resisting an imaginary resistance band that's around our legs and the arms pulling up from the floor as we open. Then we're clamping down on that thigh master that's between our legs and our upper body on the way down. But mostly just applying everything we've already done 2 times before. Plus this one we do on each side, so there's a little extra data collected and applied. So just trying to do it a little bit better and a little bit faster so we can get a little bit more out of it for our final round. Butterfly gate, clamshell, close it all in, crunch it all in, open against that resistance, imaginary resistance, applied resistance, right? Like there's the resistance band, you're pulling up and open. Same thing, imagine you can have a band around your legs and you're resisting open that band, and then we're coming forward. We've got maybe the thigh, what was that thigh master thing? That's between our elbow and our core and our legs. So then we have to crunch that in. So those are your external cues there. This imaginary resistance band and band around the legs to open, and the thigh master, we're crunching down and clamping down. Stack toe tap, left leg forward. And I love this one. You really have to curl at the lumbar. You really got to do that little dog, tucking its tail between its legs. Then the quad really has to stabilize and come into action as well. And just make sure that the hip points are staying nice and square. But you just get so much out of this one. You might need padding below your knee, but make sure, if nothing else, you're using some support system with that left hand so that we can really focus on getting as much out of this region with this exercise as possible versus teeter-tottering, falling out, and making it more of a balance project than a core workout. I mean, we're getting balance anyways. Same thing, opposite side, right leg forward, shifting those hips back. Almost like you're being kind of like punched in the low gut. So you're like, ooh. And then you're slow motion. So it's like a action movie and you get slow punched in the gut and you're, oh. Slow motion tapping that hand to foot. There you go, there's some fun visualization for you to play with. Last exercise, final round. If you can't get outside after this, go for a walk. 30-45-minute walk in the fresh air. Apply all of this fun functional, dynamic, structural support and work. It'll start to integrate into your posture, your daily life. That's where it really makes a difference.